when darkness seems to end. Where are you now when the world is crumbling? Oh, I hear you say, I hear you say, look up, child. Hey, look up, child. Hey, where are you now when all I feel is doubt? Oh, where are you now when I can't figure it out? Oh, I hear you say, look up, child. Hey, look up, child. Hey, look up, child. Hey, look up, child. Hey, look up. You're not dancing by the wall. You're not shaking by the storm. No, you're in control. Even in the suffering, even when it can't be seen, I know you're in control. I hear you say, look up, child. Hey, look up, child. Hey, look up, child. Look up, child.
All right, it is 8 p.m. here on a Wednesday night, and it is time for Impact Midweek. Good to see you here. Want to give you a rundown. This show, our Impact Midweek, we have is brought to you by National Hagfish Day. Yes, October 21st is National Hagfish Day. Very slimy fish. I don't know why you'd want to have a day like that. Also, National Reptile Awareness Day. So be aware of those reptiles that you may run into. And probably the best thing for a day, it is National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day. Yes, so this Impact Live is brought to you by those 3 national holidays or whatever you have today. Hey, we are going to be having some fun tonight. Got a game for us to play. Got a great worship song for us to worship with tonight. And we are going to be kicking off a series called The Least tonight as we look at Daniel chapter 3. So you'll want to get your Bibles out for that. While we wait for people to show up, I'm going to play our countdown video. This is your chance to go ahead and invite some friends to join, share the link. And also, hey, register for our Fall Fling. We'll be talking about that. So here we go with our countdown. All right. Yes, the outlet mall. Is that a good joke? I think it is. Hey, good to see you guys here tonight for Impact Midweek. What's the deal? We're getting 2 thumbs down on our video here. Come on, let's keep those thumbs up. If you haven't given us a thumbs up or a like yet, do that right below. Good to see you guys here tonight. As I said, we're going to have some fun tonight. We got a game to play. We've got some announcements to let you know what is happening here for Impact and ways that you could stay connected, ways that you could get your friends connected here as well. So let me share some of that with you. Again, remember Sunday mornings, we have Impact. Or Sunday nights, we have Impact from 6 to 8, but we also have community groups in the morning during first service, so you want to check that out. Hey, we have a retreat coming up. It is going to be on November 13th to the 15th at Beulah Beach, right up near Sandusky. Jeff Poland is going to be leading worship and also speaking for us. And so you want to get registered for this. We're also going to Kalahari, so that is pretty cool. You definitely want to check that out. And then you'll want to invite your friends to it because it's going to be a great time. So be sure to do that. Hey, got another thing here that I want to show you that we are going to kick off and see if you guys will take advantage of doing this. Check it out.
Stack attack. In this challenge, the contestant will use 36 plastic cups to erect a pyramid.
Just a second. That didn't work out how I thought it would. So I do have a backup. Look at this. Here we go.
Stack attack. In this challenge, the contestant will use 36 plastic cups to erect a pyramid-shaped structure. Once built, the player must then deconstruct it by sliding the cups down diagonally, creating a single stack. Failure to complete this task in 60 seconds may result in elimination.
All right, so something new that we want to try here for Impact Midweek is I want to give you guys a challenge and see if you guys could compete against each other. So we're going to do this one called Stack It. Pretty simple, as you saw. 36 cups. If you get 36 cups, usually the solo cups work the best. And videotape yourself, or video record it. Videotape, what is this? The VHS tape? What are we in the 80s? Come on, Scott. Anyway, record yourself using your phone or have someone else record you doing it as fast as you can. And then what I'll do is when you send those in, we'll put 2 people against each other and see who does it the quickest. Are you guys up for this challenge? What do you think? I'll maybe even give a prize out for it. Maybe a sweatshirt or a t-shirt or something like that to see if we could get some people engaging and trying that out. So again, record yourself using your phone and you can email it to us at scott@finleyefree.com. Is that it? Yeah, .com. And or Heather as well. Or you could airdrop it to us or bring it in on a Sunday night, and we'll have some fun with that here on a Wednesday, seeing about you competing in a minute to win it game. Wouldn't that be fun? Hey, speaking of games, are you guys up for a game right now? I sure hope so, because we've got a game here that we started last week, and here is another version. We are going to be playing. Every week there's always a Scottism in it, right? Where I don't do things correctly, but that's all right because you love me anyway, don't you? Anyway, we're going to play this game called Picture Puzzles Volume 3. What the deal is here is you are going to use the combination of these pictures, come up with the answer that goes with that given category, and then put in the chat what you believe it is, and then I'll reveal the answer. We're going to keep track of who's winning in this. And again, you do get a prize. All right. So first one is this. It's a drink. You probably already seen it if you were paying attention. But when you put these two things together, what do you get for a drink? Again, put it in the chat of what you think it is. And then we will go from there. So category is drink. I'm going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Of course, it is Gatorade. Gatorade. All right, moving on. Category is digital media. Digital media is what you're thinking about here. And here are your clues. Put those two things together. What do you think it is? Digital media is your clue into the category that we're looking for. And we're going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is podcast. How many of you guys listen to podcasts? And did you get that one? Let's see. We're going on to our third category. We're going to be looking for a historical figure. Again, historical figure. Use these clues and put them in the chat. Here we go. We're looking for historical figure. There's 3 of them here now. Is that 3 words or is it something else? And so put those 3 together. We're looking for a historical figure. Put that in the chat of what you think it is. And we're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And of course, it is George Washington. Did you get that? George Washington. All right, here we go. Category number 4. This is a TV show. So be thinking of a TV show that is, again, on the TV. Put these things together and you will get it. So put these together. What do you think it might be? Put the answer in the chat to get credit for this. And we're going 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And here we go. Yes, of course it is Stranger Things. All right, here we go. Going on to category number 5. Number 5, and we're looking for an app on this one. So if you think you know it, put it into the chat of what the name of this app that we're looking for. Here we go. Again, put it in the chat. Do it quickly because we're going to be counting it down right here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And of course, the answer is Spotify. Hey, by the way, speaking of Spotify, we do have playlists. Search out Finley Students, and we got a couple playlists that you can subscribe to and listen. And Tyler Gratz updates those and puts on some different music that you could listen to. All right, let's go on to the 6th category here. We're looking for a team name here. When you put these pictures together, put all of these pictures together, and what do you get? Well, we're going to find out real quick. If you think you know what it is, put it in the chat. We're going with 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And here it is. Oh, it is the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys. I think that is Isaiah's favorite football team because he wears the jersey all the time around here. All right, got just a couple more here. We're looking again for a TV show on this one. And so take a look at these clues. We're going to go on 5, 4, 3. Oh, wait. Remember, put it in the chat of what you think it is. 3, 2, and 1. And the answer is The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead. Get it? All right. On to number 8. All right, we're looking for a musician on this one. And so here is your clues. Put these pictures together and you should be able to come up with this musician's name. Again, put these in the chat. We're going with 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And it is Post Malone. Post Malone. There you go. All right, we're on to number 9 here. The category is movie. So we're looking for a movie here. Here are your clues. Looking for a movie that comes up with these. Put them together and you will come up with the answer. Again, type real quick. Put them in the chat so we could see who gets it. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And it is Spider-Man Homecoming. Did you get that? If you did, it will show up in the chat, of course, there. And here we go with our last one for the night. The category is a song. And here is your clue. Go ahead and put these together. Put all these clues together and you'll come up with the song title that we are looking for. A very popular song that most of you should know. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And of course, it is Happy Birthday to You. All right. What did you guys think of that one? Count them up, and Heather is going to award prizes for that. And so hopefully you had some fun with that and see who the winner is. These picture puzzles, they're kind of fun, right? And so that's one of the things that we like to do here, Impact Midweek, is have some fun and be able to connect with you. But we also want to be able to be an encouragement in your walk with Jesus. And one of the ways that we do that is with worship and being able to look into God's Word. And we're going to transition to doing that. Hey, before we do that, I just want to let you know, I am super impressed with you guys because we have like 12 students now that are registered for that fall retreat. And so make sure that you get registered for that. Invite your friends. A few more weeks to register, and then it's going to be here. So you don't want to miss out on being on that fall retreat. So very impressive, though, you guys getting registered early. Not normal for us here with Findlay students. And so glad that you guys are doing that. But again, we want to spend some time to worship and to put our focus on Jesus tonight. And before we do that, got a video and then a song that we sang at Dare to Share Live during worship, and we did it the following Sunday. We're going to be worshiping God with the song called Goodness of God. So check this out. Again, this is a time where you can have some personal worship. If you feel like singing right where you're at, great. If not, listen to the words and prepare as we get ready to be challenged in our faith tonight. So check this out.
I love you, Lord. Oh, your mercy never fails me. And all my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You will lead me through the fire, and in darkest night you were close like no other. I've known you as a father, I've known you as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God. Yeah. And all my life you have been faithful. Oh. And all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Yeah. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running, it keeps running after me. And all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna sing. Oh, 'cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. With every breath, oh, for all my days.
All right, again, pretty cool song there, talking about goodness of God. And as we focus more of our attention on God at this time, encourage you to get out a Bible, open up to Daniel chapter 3, sharing this first one of some least people that are stories in the Bible about maybe some people that we don't normally think of. And it's going to be Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, one of my favorite passages, as I said a few weeks ago. at Impact. One of the things that, as I think about this and this first one of what it means to be least, is the being able to have unwavering commitment. And when I think of people who were fully committed, I think of this story because it illustrates it so well. Maybe there's some different things that you guys commit to. As I think about it, there are different times where I've had to have a commitment to be part of a team, whether it's a sports team like basketball, whether playing it when I was in middle school and high school, or when I've coached it, being able to be committed for a certain period of time, to go to practices, to be able to be part of that team, going to the games or tournaments and so forth. I think of that. I think also maybe there are different times, like in my life, where I was committed to getting good grades. I wanted my parents to let me go off to college, the college that I wanted to, and they wouldn't let me go to the place I wanted to, and I really wasn't committed to it, and I didn't care, and that was really dumb of me at that time. But once I got to the college that I wanted to go to, I was able to focus and stay committed to that to get good grades. But sometimes people quit. And as we think about what it means to be fully committed for your life, think about your relationship with God. Think about your relationship with Jesus. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight, because Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, their actual names were Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. See, here's what we need to know, the backstory to this in Daniel chapter 3, is that these guys were at the top in their country. They were the leaders, but then something happened where Babylon took control of Israel, and all of a sudden these guys were at the bottom of the barrel, so to speak. And not only that, but King Nebuchadnezzar, who was now in charge of the Israelites, he actually changed their names. He changed their names to glorified pagan gods. And so they were one of the other leaders in Babylon. They were like taunting them at times, and they knew that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who were renamed, they wouldn't bow down to this golden statue that Nebuchadnezzar made, and so they were trying to get him in trouble. And so we're going to pick up the story here in Daniel chapter 3, starting at verse 13. Here's what I'd like you to do: is if you've got a Bible, follow along as we read through this. But also, I want you to be thinking about this. As we're going through these verses, these 17 verses, we're going to look from 13 to 30. I want you to be thinking about this. What did Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego know about God as they were dealing with this? All right, so I'm going to grab my Bible here. We're going to read through these 17 verses in Daniel chapter 3. Starts in verse 13. So actually, let's go back. So Nebuchadnezzar built this gold statue. He sends out this decree: you need to bow down to this statue. And so the leaders in Babylon saw that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego weren't doing that. And so they went and told the king, hey, guess what? These leaders from Israel, they're not doing what you put on this decree. And so they're trying to get him in trouble. And in verse 13, it says this: Nebuchadnezzar flew into a rage and ordered that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego be brought before him. When they were brought in, Nebuchadnezzar said to them, is it true, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that you refuse to serve my gods or to worship the gold statue I have set up? All right, see what's happening here. He's like, I will give you one more chance to bow down and worship the statue I've made when you hear the sound of the musical instruments. But if you refuse, you will be thrown immediately into the blazing furnace. And then what God will be able to rescue you from my power? See what Nebuchadnezzar is doing? He's saying, hey, I don't know if you heard the decree or know what's going on here in Babylon, but you know, when the musical instruments play, you're supposed to bow down to that. So I'm going to give you another chance to see if you will do this. Check out their response. It says this: Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God whom we serve is able to save us. He will rescue us from your power, your majesty. But even if he doesn't, we want you to make it clear, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue you have set up. Remember the question that I have you thinking about. What is it that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego knew about God? Let's keep going in the story. All right, in verse 19, Nebuchadnezzar, he was furious with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego that his face became distorted with rage. I wonder what that distortion looked like. Was that like this? He was mad like that? But he was mad. Maybe think about whenever your parents have gotten mad at you, what their face might look like. I know I probably make some funny looking faces when I get upset with my kids. So think about that. He commanded that the furnace be heated 7 times hotter than usual. Then he ordered some of the strongest men of his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and throw them into the blazing furnace. So they tied them up, threw them into the furnace, fully dressed in their pants, tunics, robes, all the stuff that they were wearing. And because the king in his anger demanded such a hot fire in the furnace, the flames killed the soldiers as they were throwing in Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Think about that. You're one of the soldiers and you're told to throw these guys into the furnace and you die because it is so hot. So it says, so Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they were securely tied, fell into the roaring flames. But then, verse 24, Nebuchadnezzar sees this. He jumps up in his amazement because he exclaimed to his advisors, didn't we tie up 3 men and throw them into the furnace? And of course, they said, yes, your majesty, that's what we did. And then he said, look, I see 4 men and they're unbound, walking around in the fire, unharmed, and the 4th looks like a god. Wow. Check that out, right? All right. Then it says this, then Nebuchadnezzar came as close as he could to the door, and he yelled, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out here. You notice he didn't get close enough where he would die. He got close enough where he could yell in there and call them out. And so Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stepped out of the fire. The high officers, officials, governors, advisors crowded around them and saw that the fire had not touched them. It says in here, not a hair on their heads was singed, and the clothes was not scorched, and they didn't even smell like smoke. Now, do you guys ever have like a bonfire? And you go out there and you're roasting your marshmallows and making s'mores, and when you come back in, you smell like the fire. These guys were in this furnace that was up 7 times its normal level. And yet they didn't have any singed hair. They didn't smell like smoke. Nothing happened to them. Then this is what Nebuchadnezzar says. He says, praise to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He sent his angel to rescue his servants who trusted in him. They defied the king's command and were willing to die rather than serve or worship any god except their own God. Therefore I make this decree, if any people, whatever their race, nation, language, speak a word against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they will be torn limb from limb, and their houses will be turned into heaps of rubble. There is no other God who can rescue you like this. Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego into higher positions in the kingdom. So as we think about that, remember the question I had you thinking about, what did they know about God? What did Shadrach, Meshach know about the God that they served? I'll put some of those things in the chat as you think about that. Remember, they were high officials in Israel. They knew God intimately, and then when they were put put captive, they continued to serve God even when tough things happened, even when difficulties came, when they didn't think that they're like, wait, what's going on here? even when they were low in the king's court, King Nebuchadnezzar's court. Think about all those things. What did they know about God? And then to be bold enough to say, God, or Nebuchadnezzar, we're not going to bow down to you. We're not going to worship you, because there's only one God worth worshiping, and it's not you. You're just a king. And our God is going to save us. And even if he doesn't, get this, King Nebuchadnezzar, we will still not serve you. We will not bow down to you. Now talk about being committed. That's Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They had a solid relationship with God. Question for you and for me. Do we have that same type of unwavering commitment when it comes to following after Jesus and standing up for him and being able to follow him fully and be fully committed to him for the rest of our life because what he did for us on the cross? Are we willing to do that when we go to school? Are we willing to do that when we're in our classes, even though they're hybrid and all that kind of craziness and things are changing here soon and hopefully we're going to get to normal? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to take that stand for Jesus with your friends or others in your school? Remember, we've been doing this thing of praying for our friends. Right here is our prayer, share, and care circle. And in there, are you praying for those friends that don't know Jesus? That the way that you live your life, the way that you stay committed to Jesus, they're starting to take notice of that. And you're going to have opportunity to be able to care for them and look for opportunities to share Jesus with them. Have you filled out one of those orange ping pong balls where you're praying for those things and you're looking for ways to be able to share your faith with your friends? I just want to remind us, because we're in a time where people are open to gospel conversations, and being able to have the commitment like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to stand up in the face of a culture that says, is God real? And so I just want to challenge us, because I've been there before, where I was in school and I didn't take advantage of all the opportunities that God gave to me because maybe my commitment wasn't as full as I would like it to be. And so for us this week, as we think about, how fully committed are we? Do we have the faith like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? The cool thing at the end, did you notice? King Nebuchadnezzar realized the God that they served was the most powerful God, and he said, "Praise be to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego," and no one speak a word against that God. Look at ways that we could do that same thing when we can show our faith and our commitment to what Jesus has done for us, and how when we are going through difficult times, Jesus is going to be with us, just like he was with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, because it said there was a fourth person and he looked like a god. I believe it was Jesus in there with them. I believe he was in there saying, "Hey, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, way to go. I got your back. Let's hang out in here until Nebuchadnezzar calls you back out. And then you can talk about, hey, it's because of Jesus. It's because of not Jesus, because of our relationship with God." So let that be a challenge for you this week. Hey, it's been great hanging out with you here tonight, being able to check in on the chat, and I'm sure it's been going wild, and Heather's been keeping track of it. Also, remind you this weekend, we've got Impact on Sunday night. We've got a community group Sunday morning. So be sure to check those out. Invite your friends. And don't forget, we have this retreat coming up for Fall Fling. A great way to get challenged and what it means to have that ultimate pursuit of following after Jesus. Hey, let me pray for us, and then we'll be done here. God, thanks for tonight. Thank you for each person that was here. Thank you for this illustration of what it means to be fully committed to you, and to be able to look at guys like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego that weren't concerned of what the culture was doing around them. They were fully committed to you, and that they were serving you no matter what. May that be for us as well as we go to the different places that you bring us. Thanks for tonight that we could be challenged. In Jesus' name, amen. Hey, like I said, been great hanging out with you guys tonight. We will see you next week for Impact Midweek. Same time, same place here. And see you this weekend. Have a great night. See ya.